throw that kickstand down, pop a cold one, and sit back and relax. It's time for the John and Heather Show, featuring John and Heather Toto, Florida's favorite biker couple, documenting the biker lifestyle and bringing you the latest in events and interviews from the biker world. And now, here's John and Heather.
Hey, it's the
John and
Heather Show coming to you live from
our production studio, riding with this fine bunch back here, born to ride. It's a Tuesday, so you know what that means.
Oh, yes, I do. It's Taco Tuesday, or affectionately known as Boom, baby. Titty Tuesday.
Oh, man. How's everybody doing out there? The John Heather Show. We're going to be going on a little vacation here, and we've been getting ready for that.
Yes, we are. We're getting ready to roll.
And we're going to be going, well,
we're taking the bus out for a trial run.
Well, we're taking the bus out for a trial run because we're going to be going to Sturgis. We're going to be staying at the Chip. And we just got the brand new 35-foot bus for the John Heather Show's mobile production studio. So needless to say, I needed a little bit of a, what do you want to call it? A dry run, so to speak. So what we're doing is I've been spending the whole day. I got the trailer moved around to the side of the house. Went ahead and got the bikes all ready to get put in there. We went ahead and packed everything up in the coach, put the sides in, and then we had the mechanic come yesterday, did a full oil change, changed the water pump in it for the plumbing system.
That was a day. Let me tell you, that was a day. We spent all day yesterday. And you wouldn't believe what an oil change entails on a diesel bus.
It's a 340 turbo diesel Kenworth. It's a Cummins engine. It takes 18 quarts to fill it up. 15 W30.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. I was truly amazed.
The damn fuel filter. We changed the fuel filter on. That was $126. The oil filter was like $170. The air filter, thank God, was okay. And then the generator didn't even have 300 hours on it yet. And the oil looked good on it. So just let it go. Wait till you come back from Sturgis.
But then we needed a water pump.
Yeah, for the plumbing. It was so weird. I hooked up the city water to it. I don't know if anybody out there has ever had a rig or they're used to having, a tow behind or a coach or, or anything like that. What you do is when you get to wherever you're camping at, you go ahead and you plug it in to whatever water that's there. Then it goes ahead and the water source with the pressure behind it powers the water inside the rig, your shower, your sink, things like that. So anyway, I filled up the water tank until the overflow, turned it off, went ahead and went in the sink and it just peed like a pee quicker.
A drop here, a drop there.
So I called Rubio up. He's supposed to do an oil change on it anyway before we go to Sturgis. I said, just come down now and do it. We replaced out the water pump with a nicer one that has a little bit more pressure.
And mind you, there's a service charge entailed because he's coming a long way.
Yeah, it's a portal service charge. But I'll tell you right now, for any of your portable needs that you may have for your RV, if you're in the state of Central or even Southern state of Florida, mid-Southern state, call Rubio's. We will give you his number. Just contact the John Heather Show, Rubio's Mobile Repair. The man's awesome.
He is beyond a doubt the best.
He's a diesel mechanic by trade, but when it comes to like the plumbing and the wiring and the brakes, and
don't go to Camping World. Don't go.
Still get your roadside assistance though, because those tires are monstrous. They're a 275 R22 and a half 70. Whatever that means. It's a big old bus tire. Mm-hmm.
But don't waste your time or your money at Camping World.
No.
Use Rubio.
I'm going to say waste your time. They have a large selection and everything else. It's just a Camping World. Even though they're good guys and they're good people, they're expensive.
They're very expensive.
They're a little bit expensive. I wish their prices were a little bit more reasonable, and I wouldn't feel so bad about taking my coach there, but
Rubio comes to you. What more could you ask for? He comes to you. He's mobile. He does all the work.
If you have a big diesel rig and you got to drive it to a dealer to go get stuff done, you got to drive 30 or 40 miles to the dealer and 30 to 40 miles back. You just burn through 25 gallons of gas anyway.
Exactly.
You might as well and that cost us like $80, $90 because diesel was a little bit cheap. It was $3.65 a gallon, so I was able to get that. for it. And then we fill up the 100-pound propane. Actually wasn't bad. It was $91. Ace Hardware has a good sale on that. If you have a large propane tank on a brig, you need to fill it up, go to Ace Hardware, because if it's a 100-pounder, they give you some sort of a discount.
They charge you by the 100-pound instead of charging you by 20 pounds.
No, charge you by the gallon.
The gallon. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because by the gallon, it's $3.99 a gallon. But if they charge you by the pound, it's like $1 a pound.
$1 a pound.
Yeah,
so it's way more money.
It makes a huge difference because it's the difference between $400 and $100, literally. Because it's $3.99 a gallon for the propane, for LP, for liquid propane.
Yeah.
But that tank should last us a while because it's only for the heater, the coach heater, and we don't need to heat anything because it's summer out.
It's summer. God knows it's heated enough.
We didn't even use the propane stove on the other rig.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so let's get to it. We got so much going on, guys. Mm-hmm. It's a busy time. Yeah. Things are happening, and we just got a lot of things going on. Everything is happening. Mm-hmm. Everything is going on. We got so much going on for you.
Let's do some words from our sponsors.
Well, we got something going on for you. We've got the Great American Biker Bash happening with Born to Ride, guys. Let me show you this.
You go. Born to Ride, a Great American Biker Bash. This is July 27th with Born to Ride, and it's sponsored by Fran Hash. You can win a $500 gift card there, $100 for Best Chopper. We got Ronnie, Sester's Customs, Hot Rod Classic Free Show, top 3 awards, $100 Best of Show. Let's see, Sassy Suds are going to be there, Boss Hog Radio.
Oh, she's beautiful. Sassy Suds. That's Angela Tilly.
That's right. And Tommy Rocks.
Man.
He was a guest from last week on the show. Tommy Rocks. He is Southern rock and roll, classic rock and roll, and Skinner tribute band. He's just awesome. You know, and just
you guys got to go to this. This is going to be an amazing event.
That is true. And that's going to be coming at you July 27th between 11 and 6 o'clock, sponsored by Fran Hash. And it's going to be at 9841 East Adamo Drive, Tampa, at Harley Davidson in Tampa Bay.
Harley
Davidson is going to be the venue. Fran Hash is the sponsor. Tommy Rocks is the music. And Born to Ride will be there giving away prizes. You can't get any better than that.
No, you can't. You guys got to go. This is going to be an epic event. Why not go and make some new exciting memories? I say hit it, guys. Yes. Definitely hit it. This will be definitely fun for you. And we got something else happening. We've got Bike Night happening. This
is Born to Ride's Bike Night. And this is on Thursday night with Born to Ride and Crystal Harley Davidson, sponsored by the Lohman Law Firm and James Irwin.
And you'll have a chance if you come. You can even meet James Irwin.
Yes, he will be there. If you want to get your financial needs met, come meet James Irwin, the man when it comes to genius. And we'll be showing his ad here in just a second. But first, it's the Crystal Harley Davidson Bike Night, sponsored by the Lohman Law Group and Born to Ride. We will be there with magazines, swag. DJ Trey will be there. Action Amy from Harley giving away prizes. Just go there, have a great
time.
John
and Heather show. It's gonna be a great time.
It's gonna be a great time. So let's talk about James. You want to click on the next one?
Okay, hold on just a minute, and we'll talk about James Irwin. Here we go, guys. You guys got to go, because let me tell you, this is financial security at its best. James Irwin has a financial guru golden touch, and he helps everybody. He's biker helping bikers.
That's right. It's bikers helping bikers, because James Irwin's the man that if you have a small nest egg and you maybe want to build that nest egg up or be able to use that nest egg to be your own bank, hell with your bank, be your own bank. He could set you up and have it ready that you could be your own bank, draw interest on it, pay yourself, and not have to worry about ever being late. And it
doesn't take much money, guys. We have done it. It does not take much money at all.
Yes, you need to go ahead and you need to Go
do
to James
this.
Irwin.
Give him a call.
That's right. His number's on there. 833.
It's free.
467. That's correct. 2865. All consultations are free. Learn about how this man can help you with your retirement insurance specialist at Health 65 Insurance at Health 65. Go speak with James Irwin. He is a biker that's helping bikers to help bikers.
And it's free, guys. I'm telling you, don't miss this chance. You guys got to try. It is really good. You guys never know. This is your financial security, this is your retirement. This is your life ahead of you. Don't mess around with that. Give it a shot. Call James Irwin. You never know what may happen. He can make your life secure. All right, guys, there you have it. So we got some comments going on. Let's see what we have. We got Fangs Bite You.
Fangs. And yes, you owe me 54 Fangs.
And now's the time to make it secure, honey.
That's true. You want to start saving that money, save your nest egg. You can
Why
go ahead
wait?
And what?
Why wait till you're older?
Why wait? Life is for the living. Go ahead and live your life. And if it's worth living, but ours is worth living, so let's live your life. I just spoke in circles.
No, man. Make it happen, Fangs.
Mm-hmm.
How is it? You do it now. You call James Irwin. He'll be at Bike Night tomorrow, Fangs, if you're going to go.
That's
if not,
Thursday.
Thursday.
At Florida Cracker Bar and Monkey Island. Go there. Born to Ride will be there. Sponsored by Loman Law Firm and James Irwin.
If not, you can call him at 833-467-2865. Again, that's 833-467-2865. I'm not kidding you, Fangs. I'm serious. He gives you financial security. Not much money does it take to start. And it's bikers helping biker.
All right. Well, listen, since we have our GP,
we also have our MotoGP guy in the house, Blake O'Byrne.
Okay, so since Blake is in there,
and I said it right,
O'Byrne,
didn't I? Didn't I?
All right, baby. Why don't you go play Behind the Shield for everybody, or Behind the Visor?
No, we got Blake. Let's bring Blake on. And then
I was gonna say, well, it's 11:15. We play a little bit of that, and then bring Blake.
All right, well, Blake,
you gotta
see
it, Blake. You need to see this.
All right, hold on a minute. We're gonna bring this on.
Let it, working is with disgusting, isn't it? You can't really predict when it's going to be there and when it's going to be gone, but yeah, it's quite interesting how instinctively you just know to lean over a little bit more and kind of compensate for that wind push on your side.
When he was talking to the Metzel guy, they were talking about tyres and stuff, and he was talking about the tyre overcompression. Just explain that.
So, obviously that's a tyre pressure.
Alright, good.
Yeah, boy.
All right, guys, there you have it. That is from the Isle of Man TT 2024. That is behind the visor. That is actually in the visor of a rider. Can you believe
it's not even on
that?
the outside, it's on the inside. Because I'll tell you right now, just sometimes when I'm going down, even when I have just a short sleeve on and I'm hitting about 120, I can see my skin ripple. It's so crazy. Let's bring Blake on.
All right, Blake, you ready? Hey, Blake.
Hello, how are you?
We are good. How are you today?
Good, I'm doing very good.
What did you think about that video?
It makes your palms sweaty.
We have more to show while you're talking. We've got more.
Well,
that is from the senior TT champion right there, Davey Todd. He won the final and big race.
That was his visor. That was in his visor?
that was during practice, but that's the guy who won the big bike.
Did you see him tack limit the bike on every single gear?
Oh, yeah.
They looked down and said 280 something, 88 kilometers, and that's when he started slowing down. And I know he had more because I didn't see the rev limiter, doing that.
I think the fastest on that straight when they're going through the trees clocked in the race was like 207.
Wow.
Miles per hour.
207. So because 300 kilometers an hour is 200 miles an hour, right?
Yes. Yeah. 199 is 299. So he was doing 306. I saw on there was his top speed.
I think so. 306. I saw 288, and I think there was a 306. That's just nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. So guys, I know you know because you see all of this and you are a correspondent, so you're up to date on all of this. But I saw Michael Dunlop won.
Yes, he won 3 races over the span. He passed his uncle for the most TT wins. And so they had a bunch of weather. I was waking up at 6 a.m. and every morning it was getting pushed back. Because if they have rain on the mountain 10 miles away, they can't race. So because they also had no deaths this year, and that's because they didn't race during the rain, and they're using slicks now, and so they are making it safer. But yeah, so there was I think they cut out one of the races, the super stock, the second race, but it was hard for the riders this week. And then Dunlop, he had a clutch malfunction in the last race. So he won. So the last day, they normally just have one 6-lap race. Instead, they had the super sport race in the morning, 2 laps. Then they had super twins, so the twin bikes later. And then they were going to have a 4-lap senior TT race. And Michael Dunlop had won the 2 races before that.
Wow.
His bike had a malfunction.
Wow.
That's amazing for him that he took that and won, beating the odds.
And he surpassed his father too.
No, uncle.
Uncle, you said uncle, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, uncle. And he also had the visor malfunction from last week too.
Yes. Yeah. He could have won every single race this TT, but that's how it is.
You just have to make sure your visor is locked.
Yeah. And I know some Shoei people who wear Shoeis, they completely change the helmet because the visor mechanism is too hard to change the visor. So they just completely get it. Yeah, but I mean like on the sides when you pull it off. Yeah. So
we have a comment from Fangs Bite You. Fang says, definitely not track quality roads. Lots of clips and transitions.
Wear your glasses.
Sorry.
Adds to the excitement.
Well, yeah, and that's what makes the course so hard is because in the city you have all those ups and downs and you have to make your suspension pretty firm. But then on the mountain course, it's more smooth, and so you want to make it softer. So you have to find kind of where it's okay everywhere, not really good in one area and bad in the other.
Wow. Now, other things, I was telling him I bought my Ducati from. Show up the picture of the Ducati. Bring that up. I think it's under. There you go. There we go. Oh wait, baby. 1 second. Right there. Yeah, that's the bike that you guys sold me, and that thing is awesome. Did the heat shields come in yet, Blake?
They did. Yeah, we tried to give you. I think Trey might have left a couple voicemails, but they did come in today.
Oh wait, did he leave me voicemails?
Yep. So give him a call tomorrow, and he'll be.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it's been crazy with us because we got the bus ready. We're
Oh,
running around
no worries.
and everything else. So, what other news you got from that?
So Peter Hickman crashed in the final race as well.
Oh my!
If you can pull that on YouTube. They have the video of that. And when you're watching it, you don't see him crash. You just see his timing not come through the sector. So you're like, oh, what happened? And he went down kind of in a corner, slid out, and was ultimately all right. And went to the pub next to the track and had a beer.
So it wasn't a bad crash thing.
No, he walked. He got up, walked away. No injuries. But he was leading the race. He was gonna set lap records with the pace he was doing. The lap record's a 136.3 that he did last year, and he did a 150. He did a 135.3 from a standing start. So out of the pits. So he was gonna break lap records, but unfortunately that's what happens. Luckily, it was a small crash and nobody got hurt. The rider behind, James Hillier, did a great job avoiding because it was behind a blind corner. So he came around and there was just a bike there and he was able to.
Wow. I like his attitude by going and getting a beer at the pub.
Why not? Why not? I mean,
yeah.
What else can you do at that point? You know,
exactly. Might as well just go and chill out.
Now, who does he ride for?
Peter Hickman. They BMW.
BMW.
FHO BMW, FHO Racing. They're basically a factory sponsored BMW team. And
who rides? Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Davey Todd, who won, also rides a BMW.
Okay.
Who rides for Ducati?
Davey Todd rode a Ducati V2 in the Super Sport race.
Oh, okay.
And he got second or third. But it's the first time a V2 has ever been at the Isle of Man.
Really?
So that's hard. Yeah, he was the only Ducati there.
Seriously?
Yep.
Wow. And then the first time I brought Ducati there, placed what, second or third, you said, right?
Yep, the V2, yeah, in Super Sport. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's an awesome bike, man. It's an awesome bike. You know, just like mine. I love the hell out of that riding that bike.
All right. Well, let's show some more of this amazing video.
Yeah, let's show a little bit more of the video.
Oh my! Wow, we have sweaty palms.
I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm telling you, Blake, like sometimes when you're in the apex and that your helmet is further over than the rumble strips because you got your red and white.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the cobblestone walls, like right here, and I'm thinking to myself, if I'm in that turn, I could have swore I saw 323 or 324 on that speedometer. And I'm telling you right now, at that speed going into a turn, your head can actually hit the wall and not the bike.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
That's amazing. I mean, it was nerve-wracking watching that.
Yep, and they do it, and it's different, obviously, when you're on a bike versus riding. A lot of the riders won't go out and watch from certain areas because they don't know what it looks like from somebody watching from the side of the road. So they just have it from the rider's point of view. So it's not that scary to them. But if you stand on one of these straights and it's you can scare yourself by going out and watching from there.
Yeah.
So
that's nuts because I'll tell you, like the Panigale, I've gotten to just about 150 already, and when you're tucked in on that bike and it's screaming, I mean, it gets there so damn fast.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
No, it don't, because I'll be in traffic and I'll do like 55 miles an hour and I'll pass the car and get around them. Next thing I know, I'm doing 105.
Yeah.
I love the vest. Thank you for the vest.
No problem.
Yes, I got it actually hanging right now in the closet. I got it all charged up. I got it right over there, and I got it all ready to go for next time I have to go down to the track. I'm trying to find something close by, and the only thing I'm finding is Holiday or Texas.
He doesn't listen when I tell him it's summer. There's nothing. Nobody wants to get suited up and ride in the summer.
The closest you're going to see is like Road Atlanta in Georgia, Barber in Alabama.
Miami.
That's a good one. Miami, yes, but I don't recommend Miami. It's a dangerous track.
Yeah.
Because you're on the walls. Like the bank starts on an oval, so you're around the banking of the NASCAR track going 160 miles an hour.
Hell
No,
no.
it was a fast
Hell
track.
no.
I looked at it. It looked like a very fast track.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
it's got 4 straights. Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, like it's good for learning how to brake because you have to brake, pretty violently. But yeah, but other than that, it's one of the most probably dangerous tracks in the U.S. And the pavement's not that good in the infield and stuff, so it's not a destination track.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
So the Isle of Man's done. So this weekend we have Moto America. So PJ will be racing, and some other guys at Brainerd in is it in Minnesota, I believe.
Well, good luck to PJ.
Will I be broadcasting that we can pull footage for it for the viewers?
Yeah, some of the races they'll have on YouTube, and then others are on Moto America, like their app. I'll definitely send some over if I find
send
any
us the link
clips.
to that. And if anybody out there is interested in watching our friend PJ Jacobson race, there you go on Moto America, and I'm sure he's going to do great. Every time that man races, he's in second or first position. Every time I see that.
He's leading the championship right now on that V2, but it's going to be him and Matthew Skolt, who's on a Yamaha. Those are the two. They're both Superbike guys from last year, so they're both top level, and they're going to be battling it out.
Wow. Oh, lots of luck to him.
Yes, definitely lots of luck. Well, Blake, thank you for coming on to the show with our MotoGP update, and thank you very much for being a friend of the show, Blake.
Yes, thank you.
Problem. We'll see you next week.
Also, if you want to find Blake, you can find him at Tampa Bay Ducati. They're open Tuesdays through Saturdays. What's the business hours?
9 to 6. 9 to 6.
And what's their phone number?
Let me look it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did this to you last time, man.
That's all right. Blake works at Tampa Bay Ducati. He's one of the best salespersons there.
No, but it's also getting parts because he's
Parts also. Actually, he is the best parts person.
Yep, parts and gear. So the phone number 813-822-5959.
Not to mention, he also fits a helmet.
Yep.
Actually,
get
fits
your
you.
helmet fit right. Trust me, because it's going to save you a lot of grief on the track, and it's a definite thing.
And on the street, not just the track.
And on the street.
More important on the street.
Yep.
True.
Also, vest.
Yes,
Yep.
the inflatable vest. If you want an airbag system vest, that's the other man to go to. It's a really good deal on the vest. If it deploys, it's not as expensive to buy a new one. It's only $199 to go ahead and replace it. And I'll go ahead and fill it back up and send it back to you so you can race again with it.
That's right. Check them out. Tampa
All
Bay
right.
Ducati.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Blake.
Blake.
All right. Have a good day.
You too, man.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, we got more in
Let's
store
slow
for
down a
you. We've got special going on. We've got another special guest for you. We've got Nefarious James coming on.
That
That's
is right.
Our correspondent's going to give us lots of updates and specials. He's got some stuff to talk about,
Mhm.
and we're just going to chit-chat with him tonight.
That's right. Nefarious James. He writes for Born to Ride magazine. He's a columnist and journalist. That's in Born to Ride magazine.
And a big-time motorcycle
Oh, yeah.
enthusiast. I believe he still has an awesome pan head.
Yes, I'm sure he does. And I wouldn't surprise me.
Yep.
Because he has 3 of them.
Well, you never know.
It wouldn't surprise you. He has 4.
All right. Are you ready, Nefarious? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready. All right. Let's bring him on.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Try that one.
How you doing,
Doing.
Nefarious?
I'm doing all
Long
right.
time no
Mary-
see.
What? This thing coming through all right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You sound fine, brother.
All right, good deal. Yeah, I don't do these very often, so this whole thing is going to be a new thing for me here. But told you guys I'd jump on, say howdy, see how y'all are doing. Yeah, I still have the pan head. I'm never getting rid of that.
I don't blame you, brother.
What year
Yeah.
is your pan?
It's a modified 57. In fact, it's sitting here. It always sits right here in the living room right behind me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Got to
You-
a point where, like you were making the countdown, it does get to a point where, regardless of what people end up saying, you can't own too many motorcycles if you don't have the space for them. So,
Yes, you can.
so
When you
it's one of
can't
those
make it through your garage and you're like creeping underneath the handlebars and trying not to poke yourself with another peg and just to get to the garage door remote opener. Yeah, that's what happened with us.
Yeah, and it
But
ends up
that's
being
still
where
not too many.
yeah, you
Hey,
knock
but-
more mirrors out of whack than you can count.
You've done a lot of work on that pan, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had it for quite a while. It was kind of a tribute to most of the bikes I end up doing here for myself are a tribute to something or someone. So it's everything I've got is normally themed for a certain individual or something that's gone through. It makes it a little bit more personal for myself. It's like a lot of other guys that modify things. They'll do paint jobs and whatnot. Most of the ones I build for myself end up being kind of like your tattoos. You know, it's a mile marker in your life. It's what you start thinking of. It's something that brings it to mind. It brings a smile to your face. And some models are a pain in my ass. So either way, I do them and I enjoy them. You know, and I try to enjoy them as much as possible. And then it gets to a point where sometimes I just like to have them sit in my living room and rotate them through and look at them when I come home because it brings back good memories for me.
How many motorcycles do you own?
I've dropped down. I've gotten rid of quite a few. I'm down to 5.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, well, we were up to 6 and a John Deere mower in
Yeah.
the garage. So between the John Deere and all 6 of the other, because she has 3-wheelers, so we're like stepping all over stuff. And you're right now. Single mirror was right. By the time you back up your bike, every single mirror, the Loctite then it's off of it. So as soon as you hit like 60, they start doing one of these and wiggling all around on you.
Yeah.
The CVO's doing that because of you.
Yeah, it takes like 15 minutes to get out of your garage because you got to move other ones out of the way in order to move them out. But I found out those Condor dollies work real well. I ended up putting them on there, and you can stack them up real nice and close over into the sides. This way, at least you have some kind of foot room to get in and out.
Yeah, those are nice because they got the wheels on the bottom. You just slide them all around.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah,
you
then-
you wheel them into whatever. But I wouldn't suggest doing them on real long bikes because every time you go over a doorway, that sill makes it get caught in a teeter. So a little bit higher on the casters would have been nice because I'm sure as hell not going to shorten my bikes. So
You're a tall man.
yeah, well, plus I like them long. I mean, if it's not 7 feet or more long, I really don't ride it that much. I noticed like you guys got a lot of the Isle of Man and whatnot, which I really dig that entire circuit that they do there. I personally I'm at that level. I have no interest of going anywhere over 150 anymore. You know, it gets to the point where when life goes by at a blur, you start going, well, what was it? What was that? So I got to a point where now I slow it down, pan heads and whatnot. They help me do that, whether I want to do it or not at the time. But it's nice because I don't have to take it to a dealer somewhere to get something done. I could just, fix it right then and there and be done with it. So that's a lot simpler. Yeah, it's the benefit to it. Harder parts to find, yes. Ease of repair, a lot better when you can find the parts. But it's still nice, and I don't have to worry really about them going down in value. So that's another plus too. So it's kind of like I guess you could say a self-made 401k, rolled up into something there. If something major happens, I know I can end up liquidating quick if I had to. And of course, with the loophole that if I ever want it back, I get first rights to get it back.
Especially on your bikes.
Yeah, because it's it would, like everything else, you build something, you do it for a purpose. It's going to have those ties to it, and makes it more a little bit. Even when you're riding alone, you kind of still have that memory with you of why you did that.
Yeah,
and sometimes.
Or you look at your tank and you see a little Willie G emblem. It's like, yeah, I remember ordering that, and Bill put it on in this shop, and I'll do the fender, and I'm like, oh yeah, Perowitz, because I got to show my two Perowitz sprayed my fender, and what we had to go through to get my fender sprayed by Perowitz and all that other stuff, and just things like that. So yes, and you're proud of it. You walk out, like you park your bike in, in that nice safe spot away from everybody else that's drunk. You go in, do you think you come out and find like 4 or 5 guys around your bike, and you're just like.
Yeah, it also adds up. The more the stuff you put on, and the better it ends up looking. The more people kind of parking their crap next to you, and next thing you know, it's like going to Walmart with your brand new truck. You park all the way in the back of the lot. You take 15 minutes to walk up to the store. You come outside, the worst car in town is parked next to it with the doors flung open.
Or 12 shopping carts.
Yeah, we're shopping carts. It's like it's a Target, and the guys out there are just like, let's see if we could hit that new truck.
That's why it's called Target.
Yeah, the Target for Target, unfortunately. But yeah, it makes it to where it's you're like, why do I even bother buying anything new? Because it's unfortunately people don't respect things in other people's property like they used to. I remember when I was little, if a cart got loose and it was taken off across the parking lot, you better damn catch that thing before it hit anything. Now they all whip out their cameras just so they could take a video of it and laugh at it. And it's like,
exactly.
Oh, my dad would have whipped my butt if I didn't stop it because it would have dented somebody else's car, and he probably knew the guy.
Yeah. Hell, I'd be lucky if I even made it back to the car. I'd probably have to chase it home.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately, that's one of the problems with time now. It's changed to where, everybody thinks they deserve respect when in all actuality, respect is earned.
That's correct.
Just because you have a certain view, a certain point of view, or you end up pushing a certain agenda, doesn't mean you deserve that respect. It's just a matter of the way you carry yourself as an individual, how you treat other people. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that, you've got to walk around kissing everybody's ass because everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
But you listen to it, you take it in. I don't have to respect your point of view, but I will sit there and I will listen to it. But at the end of the day, when you're done saying it, I'm still going to leave myself enough room at the end where I'm going to say whether I think you're full of crap or not, because that's my right is doing it. And if I don't agree with it, then that's that. The thing is, people are too politically correct now where they're afraid to express themselves. They don't want to offend somebody. They don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. They don't want to end up being the bad guy.
They're too soft.
But then everybody targets them on top of it, which makes it even worse.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's a time of the victim is the main character.
Victimization.
Yeah. Oh, I'm this. Oh, they treat me like this. Oh, they yell at me. Oh, they don't like my. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but you get the idea. And when they don't get that attention, they find a way to amplify it. It's gotten to a point now where, unfortunately, in our society, we don't help each other out the way we should. We'd rather videotape their pain and their anguish instead of
give a helping hand.
Instead of helping them. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame.
You're absolutely right. People would rather whip out a video camera and
watch somebody die instead of helping them.
Help them. Yeah. And that's a sickness.
Oh, you see it at accident scenes all the time. There was a time when some of the groups I belonged to in the past were very big on victim advocacy, accidents, showing up at scenes, showing up and following up at the hospitals and whatnot. And there's always, where it's like, instead of people going over and seeing if the individual is all right. I mean, you'll still get 1 or 2 that'll do that, because believe me, I mean, when I ended up getting hit, everybody turns into a medical person, whether they are or not. And they want to pour vodka on your injuries, or they want to drag you out of the street by your neck, or, and it's just like, all right, I understand you want to help, but trust me, you're not Hawkeye Pierce, you know. And you know, if anything, put a car in front of your bike, you know, so they don't other people don't run you over.
Yeah.
But you know, it's gotten to a thing now where it's like there's got to be some kind of self gratification in it into somebody to be able to do anything. You know, like picking up the camera, so this way everybody goes, "Oh, I got 100 views, or I got 1,000 views," or who cares about your views? What happened to the person that's there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's unfortunately it's a sign of the times. I'm just going to blurt out and say it as I always do. I'm not happy with it. You know, right here is what you see is what you get. I'm not really big on dressing things up because too many people, if you leave too much gray area, no one's going to end up knowing what the black and white is. You know, then you leave things up to too much interpretation. You run into a thing of them not getting the real point of it. You know, it's like those pictures you always end up seeing that, you know, you see the close up, you know, the guy with the boot on his head, and he's like this, you know, and they take it back and it's the guy's friend, you know, he's holding a boot to his face, you know, it's and you know this from being a photographer and doing things. There's always more than one view. There's always more than one angle.
Oh God, yes.
But the thing is that when you only get one angle out of something, you don't get the whole picture. And when you don't get the whole picture, you don't know the whole story. So people are so quick to jump on the bandwagon, you know, like the conflicts were in there. First thing, they did such and such. They go, you know, weapons of mass destruction. They've got this, that, and the other thing. Turn it into a glass parking lot. And then years later, we get the truth.
Yeah.
You know, so we're so quick to, as long as we have something to be pissed off about, we can get the masses on our side.
And money.
Feel satisfied.
Oh, it's all about money.
Oh, it's always about money. You know, that's why when I look at things, you know, I look at, okay, who's getting paid? What is the profit off of it? You know, what's the angle? Because it used to be the angle wasn't so much, but now it's so blatant and in your face. It's hard not to see it. And then you have this huge amount of deniability where people are just like, oh, that's not true. I hate him more, so therefore he must be great. You know,
it's giving a country billions of dollars, and then their president turns around and buys 3 houses worth over $20 million a piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the boss that, you know, and this is one, like an example I won't say name, but it's like a boss that I ended up having. You know, you didn't get Christmas bonuses, you didn't get this, you didn't get that, but he drove to the Christmas party in his brand new Viper. But no money there.
Yeah, things like that bust my ass.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is that's why you end up seeing a lot of these businesses fail too, is because it's not that the product is bad. It's just that the people that they have representing them in that product are just horrendous. They don't care because, you know, how many times you end up hearing the saying, oh, what do I care? It's a work truck. Oh, what do I care? It's, you know, it's the company thing. Well, you know what? If you use the mindset of, if the company succeeds, I still have a job. If I still have a job, I'm still getting a check. If I still have a check, I still live indoors. You know, instead it's like, F them, F that, blah, blah, blah. They treat me. Well, yeah, and there are a lot of companies that will do that. They will treat you like crap because they take advantage of the thing that, especially here in Florida, it's such a revolving employment place. You know, so they already know one guy's out there, another one comes in. You know, that's what I try to tell people about when they're, you know, they're putting their health and their personal at risk. Is that, you know, you can spend all the time you want working, you want to save up, you want to have a better life at your retirement, like you guys were discussing with the retirement plans. But it also comes down to is that you got to end up making time for yourself, because when you die,
that's it.
Your company will have a want ad for you that afternoon to replace you.
Yep.
So if you think you're invaluable, you're not.
Every
one of us is disposable.
Nobody is. I understand that 100%. I had a friend of mine that was a cardiac surgeon. He had another friend of his that was a surgeon. He was about ready to turn 65. And he goes, I'm about ready. You know, goes, I've been spending my money. I bought a catamaran. It's down. I thought he was bragging at first about, you know, his wealth. And then he goes, I'm just going to finish the story. He goes, I had a friend of mine that was doing at 65, saved all this money to retire at 65, a multimillionaire, dropped dead at 64, never got a chance to spend any of his money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like everybody always curses the guy who goes over, you're spending my inheritance. He made the money. He might as well enjoy it. It's his life.
Exactly. You got to be smart. You just got to be smart.
You do have to plan it out, because, you know, you do have things that you're not expecting, especially when you start getting up there and your body starts falling apart because all the stuff you really probably shouldn't have done, but you did.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Those
And-
motorcycle jumps we shouldn't have jumped.
Yeah, my hip went bad on me. I know.
Yeah, I'm looking at a bunch of things that are coming up because of probably some let's just say really bad decisions. I tried to come up with a more.
I bet they were fun.
Saying, but it really comes down to I did some stupid crap.
Haven't
caused,
we all, man?
Yeah. What's that?
Haven't we all done stupid shit at one time or another?
Well, because that mentality is, I'm young, I ain't gonna live that long. I'm gonna live. Guess what? We all kind of said the same thing. We didn't expect it to make it past 30, then 40, then 50.
Yep.
And then you find out that your body.
50s.
Yeah, then your body turns around and reminds you that you did.
Every morning.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay, open up a box of Rice Krispies, and then you're,
like, crunch, crackle,
pop. Gimping across the room, weather changes, you're like, So yeah, it all comes back to bite you. But I kind of try to take a look at it as a more positive thing, that it's like, yeah, I remember what that was from.
But you wouldn't change anything, though. If you think about it, you wouldn't change anything.
Well, there's probably one or two I would. But because you've got a lot of people that'll say they have no great regrets in your life. We all do, regardless of whether we want to admit it or not. We all do something that we go, well, yeah, if I could have done something a little different. But on a whole, it's like anything else. When you end up doing something, you got to take a look at the big picture. It's that angle again. You can focus on a negative, or you can focus on a positive. If you end up taking a look at the entire picture, it's what makes us what we are right now.
Yep.
Now, granted, there are some people that, I wish you'd make some changes, because, it's like,
yeah, can't smoke crack every day and think you're going to make it to 60.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's just the way that everything is going now. It's designed for failure. Between everything from your prices going up. I'm sure you guys remember the day when you wanted to end up getting the bike, you couldn't really afford it. You bought a basket case for a couple $100. And then you put some sweat and elbow grease into it. You built what you wanted. It may not have been exactly what you wanted. May had some goofy looking crap on it from stuff that really wasn't supposed to be there, but it was yours. You made it. It was yours, and you made it your personal thing. Mm-hmm. Now to go in and be stuck with, a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 price tag, and then also be held hostage to get any kind of tweaks done on it. It's ridiculous.
A brand new CVO Street Glide's $54,000 before you let it leave the door.
Who's got that?
Before it leaves the door, you got to talk tax, title, tags, dealer prep fees, all that.
That's a friggin' house.
Yeah, and that's just it. And for what? For something that's going to sit in your garage for, it's for some people most of the time. They might go out on the weekends or an event that's close by, or take that long trip. That's 75 miles. That kind of thing. So, and that's fine. That's what they want to end up doing their money. They can end up affording that. But like I think I ended up putting in one of my articles before, it's about companies need to remember, not that they want to, but they should remember who their base was, who kept them in business when they were on the verge of not being in business anymore. We got a couple of manufacturers that are like that, and they're trying to do the whole, we have to fit in, we have to be woke. God, that's enough to make you throw up.
Yes, it is.
Because it's the most unwoke thing you could possibly think. You can't, it's like that eyes wide shut. It's oxymoron, like military intelligence. It's just, the things don't all match up. But, they look at it, and it's because it's a catchphrase. It's, it's catchy. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. Now I can wear, Fruity Pebbles in my hair and rainbow freaking shoes and act like a total freaking moron. But I'm cool.
And you have to accept it.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of
I don't
it.
either.
Nobody has to accept it. Like I said at the beginning, you can be whatever you want to be. That's fine. But don't force me to try to accept you, because I don't have to. Just like you don't have to accept me.
Exactly.
Right? I say a lot of very unpopular things. Guess what? I sleep fine.
Yes.
Because I tell everybody, that's my opinion. You don't agree with it, that's fine. I'll still listen to your side. Mm-hmm. But at the end, if I sit there and go, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard, that's still my opinion, and I can say what I want.
Exactly.
All right.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah. And if you don't want me to eat at your establishment or shop at your store or be around, it's not gonna kill me.
I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
No. Because you know what? Last I saw, when I ended up holding the 20 in my hand and put it out, people take it and I get what I want anyway. So it's
I'm
not
doing
like I have
just
to worry.
fine. Thank you very much.
Spends the same.
Yeah, I mean, and take a look at how the mentality ended up going, where everybody was all jonesed up on jumping on that bandwagon and almost tanked a couple of really major manufacturers. Because why? They forgot their base. All right, NASCAR forgot its base. Lowest attendance rate when they ended up having their big, whatever they call it, Pride or whatever it was, or woke
something
day.
like that with Bubba Wallace. It was Lynchgate or something like that.
So they ended up having the big thing where they ended up trying to get on the mainstream thing. Then you have Budweiser doing their thing, and it basically almost dumped, basically told their base, screw you, you're not important, even though you've been there since our beginning. Even though you're the one that buys our shirts, buys our gear, buys our stuff. And now we're going to sit there and turn around and say, well, you have to accept them. You don't have to accept anybody. You don't have to accept anything. All right. That's what this country is about. You don't have to accept it. You can express yourself. And in fact, you should be encouraged to do so. That's not true. Crucified for it when you open your mouth.
And that's the problem right now.
But not shove it down somebody else's throat. If
we
you want
are
to be different,
crucified.
you want to be different, and you want to stand out. God bless you. More power to you. It's the United States of America.
No, but that's a problem.
Just don't shove it down my throat and tell me I have to accept you for being a light bulb. Or
the minute we start going more into this, the minute we start saying more things that aren't liked, we'll be shadow blocked.
Oh yeah,
Facebook will shut us down. We'll be shadow blocked. And it's not fair because these are things that are important. Go down. These are things that are true,
right?
And they're happening, but it's not right. It shouldn't be, and I don't agree with it.
No, it's we had our sharing privileges suspended one time because the last time we were in St. Augustine, there's a house that's right by the Capitol that's there, and always has all the Trump banners on it. Democrats founded the case. I love that house. Always take pictures of it. Well, we did a post with 76 pictures, and the last picture was that house.
One picture,
and all kinds of other nice shots of St. Augustine. That was the last shot. Right after that happened, we got our sharing privileges suspended for 6 days, and they wouldn't tell us why.
So that's why.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, it's censorship. What they're trying to do is guide you in a direction that they want to end up having. It's another agenda.
And I don't agree with it. So I understand exactly what you're saying. I agree wholeheartedly with you. One thing, not to go off in a different direction, but that's one of the things I like about being a biker.
Yeah.
I can think about these things. I can feel the way I want to feel. And
you're not going to get judged for it.
Exactly. And I'll go off on my bike for a nice long ride. I'll think the way I want to think. I'll come back and I will sleep just fine.
That's right.
And you should. And that is one of the benefits of being in this lifestyle. I mean, that's really what it was all about. It was about people getting back together after coming back from what, I mean, I did a little offshoot. I actually had it where I ended up putting a post on it last year, where I ended up saying, about the greatest generation. And someone commented, it's only because they say they are. And I was like, all right, well, that's a totally uninformed thing. Let's see. You take a look at conflicts in the past. Now you got body armor, you've got armored vehicles, you've got all this. And meanwhile, you take a look like D-Day that just passed and all the ceremonies that went on.
I was there. I was there for the 50th anniversary ceremony when I was in the Navy. I sat there in Cherbourg Harbor. It was during the Clinton administration. They wouldn't even let us dirty sailors on the flight deck. We had to go under, inside the ship while everybody was in their dress whites all around topside when Clinton passed. They had all the helicopters following them and everything. Yeah, but I was there. They had the servicemen with cans picking up sand, putting sand in there to bring home, a place that's where their brother died. That's why they're bringing home some of that sand. That was
then put that and bringing it to the cemetery, because that's part of it. If they died on site, they bring the beach sand over and rub it on the names.
Yes,
to end up highlighting them. And you take a look at people now where they end up having their comments about about that conflict and they're so detached from what these people ended up sacrificing. I mean, you're talking basically, I gave you what's that?
The Allies should not have survived that invasion. The odds were against them, and they did anyway.
Oh, very much so. I mean, what was it, 9,000 in one day?
Yes, and they had to go uphill towards turrets to be able to do it.
Uphill. And 3/4 of a mile to a mile till you got to the bluffs. I mean, that's basically going through a hail of frickin' gunfire. It's the equivalent of them putting on their Pokemon costume and just running across the beach with machine guns. Would you do it?
Yeah, no.
No, you wouldn't. But the same protection level with no magic cards.
Mhm.
You know, so they don't realize that, you know, there was a huge sacrifice. And I used to do a lot with the veterans also with those motorcycle groups. And I used to go to the homes and talk with the veterans that weren't getting visitors. And they would tell their stories, and you just had to sit there and just be like, it's absolutely incredible. You know, just there's no other way to say it but the balls.
And they didn't have all the
pure
PTSD
balls.
and everything the other soldiers had. These guys like sucked it up because they didn't know what PTSD was back then. So
Yeah,
a lot of these guys were undiagnosed and nobody knew anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not downgrading what our guys are doing now and what they've done over the past couple of conflicts. I give them, you know.
Shit, I was there in '94. I know.
Yeah, I give them all kudos because you know what? You're still there. You're still there guarding the wall. You're still standing the post. And I give everyone freaking mass kudos and props for that. But it's the ones that don't, that want to sit there and make excuses and they want to run. It's like, I can go on and on and on, but I won't do that. But you get the point. Is people are remembering what this country was that made us what we were, which we are not now.
That's correct.
What we've become to me, and I'm not big on politics. John will tell you he's big on politics. I'm not. But what we've become to me is frightening.
Yeah, Venezuela.
Yeah, and I lived in Venezuela for a little while. Here it's you know, and I'm American. I love it. This is my country. This is my heart and soul. And to see what's happening now.
That's because these kids don't understand what's going on overseas. When I see like Queers for Palestine, I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been over there in Muslim countries. I know. No, that's exactly what the sign said. I'm not saying anything derogatory.
Yeah,
that's what they had. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, these kids have no idea of what they're even talking about. And all the anti-Semitic stuff that's popping up, which is nothing more than Soros-backed crap. You look at all these universities, they're in brand new tents in the courtyard. Nobody wants to do anything about it. And then they were demanding stuff like vegan-friendly foods and dental dams and condoms. Well, like, I really? And then they come running at cops with garbage cans and hockey gear on. Like, and it looked like this kid didn't even leave his mama's basement for 10 years. He's
from too much World of Warcraft. You know, they play too much Medal of Honor on video games.
Oh, yeah. I think they got a wizard and they could get a wand out and zap somebody. It don't work that way.
That was a funny one. I saw one sitting there doing all this stuff, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? He goes, oh, he's casting a spell. I was like, oh, I got enough of this.
Yes.
Oh, well. Anyways, you know what, Nefarious? We've had an enlightening, time, amazing conversation with you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Like you got to speak to one of the top 10 least interesting people on the planet. So you're all
you are a very very interesting man. You write very well, and you also speak very well.
And you speak the truth. That's important.
I appreciate that. Yeah, the one thing I would like to say before I end up closing is I'm hoping that everybody that will be listening to this and looking at it is to make sure to support, you know, guys like you guys, like Born to Ride and whatnot. I mean, these are platforms that help keep the lifestyle at least visual and not get over convoluted with retarded crap. You know, people need to end up seeing us that we're out there. I mean, they're all happy to see us, you know, at the toy run. They're all happy to see us at, you know, the Veterans Affairs and all that. And they sure love to jump on the bandwagon to try to get the money out of our wallets when we go to charity events. But they also need to know that, you know, there's a lot more to us that's out there. And also, while you're in your car and you're not on your motorcycle, remember what it's like when you're on your motorcycle, and don't be the dick in the car.
Exactly.
You know, so you gotta practice what you preach. You watch out for each other. If you ride your bike part-time and you're in your cage the other part, doesn't mean when you're in your cage, all of a sudden you forget what it's like to be vulnerable like that out there.
Oh, yeah.
So
be careful. Watch out. Watch out for motorcycles.
Yeah,
you know, and as much as I enjoy the Moto GP stuff and that, and I dig it, there's a place and a time for everything. You know, keep the racing and the 100+ mile an hour on the track, because we're all guilty of it. I mean, I'm the first guy that when I buy something and it says in the brochure it'll do 130, I want to know if they lied to me.
First thing I do, brother.
You know, so I'm not excluded from it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, and I don't do any of those things. No, I've done it because that's just human nature. That's what you're going to do. But be smart about it. Think about the gear. Think about making sure you get home in one piece. Road rash sucks. Bandages are expensive, and doctors aren't going to give you a break. So keep up on tools and make sure to keep rolling and be safe. So,
all right.
And don't endanger other people's
That's
lives.
right.
right.
All right, Nefarious, thank you so much for being on the show. We had a wonderful time with you, brother. Come on anytime you want.
And make
I
sure you
appreciate
pick up a copy of Born to Ride and read Nefarious's James Column. He writes wonderfully.
And a good chance I'll piss you off.
You'll love it. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Nefarious. Have a
Thanks,
great
guys.
night.
I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Okay,
Okay.
there you have it. We had a wonderful talk with Nefarious James. Like I said, you could read his column
I'm
in Born to Ride. We have his
Let
column.
me see. It's supposed to front, right? Hold on 1 second, guys. Let's see if we
We
got
have his column
Show
in
it to you
the
here.
Born to Ride right here.
Give me 1
He's been
second.
writing for Born to
for a
Ride
long
for
time.
many years.
Well, Born to Ride's been on circulation for 29 years.
Yes. And Nefarious
one
has been
time
around
was-
for a while, but not 29 years because he's young at heart and young in age too. But he's also a wonderful writer.
Right here, Nefarious James. Where is it? There we go.
And like you said,
Nefarious James.
he could piss you off because he has a valid point of view
Yes.
and he speaks his mind.
Old school bikers, go and read Nefarious James' article in the Born to Ride. You get this much Born to Ride out with Mr. Loman for Loman Law on the front cover for any of your motorcycle injury needs.
And don't forget, we've got the Great American Biker Bash coming up July 27th. You don't want to miss
11
that
to 6 o'clock.
with Fran Hash and Born to Ride. And we also have Bike Night
This
this Thursday at the
At
Florida
the
Cracker
Cracker
Kitchen Bar,
And Monkey Island.
Monkey Bar, Florida Cracker Kitchen Monkey Bar.
Okay.
And you'll have DJ Trey and the John and Heather show
Sponsored
there.
by Loman Law Firm.
And you also get to meet James Irwin. So you want to go and speak with him about all your financial needs. Get ready, get set, and get yourself secure. And
All right.
on that note, we love you all. Keep it shiny side up,
Rubber
rubber
side
side
down.
down. We
Deuces.
love you. Deuces.